What is going on? What is going on? Alright, let's see. My name is Ari, the Healing Empress, aka the Fly Goddess. Let me see what's going on in your energy. I'm going to start off with the Sonic Amy Rose deck. Alright, let's see. The first two cards came out as the Seven of Rings and the Eight of Waters. Alright, so you could have been carrying a heavy burden or a heavy load. You may feel like you're carrying a heavy load. Alright, let's see here. Alright, Seven of Rings. Alright, so the Seven of Rings. The Seven of Rings talks about today is all about hard work. Alright, keep at it. Preserve until the end and achieve your goals. This card is saying that your diligence will pay off eventually. So keep going a bit longer. It'll be worth it. Alright, so you could feel like, you're tired, you want to give up. But Spirit is saying keep going just a little while longer because your outcome that you are looking to receive is right around the corner. Alright, so Spirit doesn't want you to give up. Spirit wants you to keep pushing. Alright, and then you got the Eight of Waters. Alright, this card says enough is enough. You're feeling disillusioned and it stinks. Alright, but you're ready to move on. Instead of focusing on what you're leaving behind, think about the new opportunities that lie ahead. Alright, so you're just basically ready to get rid of the old. Alright, moving everything out of your way in order to get to where it is that you want to be in life. Alright, let's see. Alright, you got Unbound Fortune. Alright, so we're going to take a look at that and see what that is. These cards are flipping like crazy. Ten of Lightning. Alright, Unbound Future. Let's see. Alright, Unbound Future. Alright, that's Hangman energy. Alright, when you dream of absolution, you often need time to take on a new perspective. Alright? If the old ways of doing things aren't working out, okay. If the old ways of something is not working out, alright, it's time to try a new method or approach that may get a different result. Alright, sometimes this means sacrificing something or letting something go, alright, that may be necessary. Alright, so still letting things go. And I feel like this is doubt. Alright. Spirit is working with you when it comes to your faith. Alright. Spirit is wanting you to have more faith. And then you got the Hero card, alright. The Ten of Lightning. Well, that went poorly. Alright. So something could have happened in the past that didn't go right your way. Alright, but not every day can be a victory because some days are used as a learning lessons, but you still see that even after the learning lesson, victory still comes, alright? So, God is literally showing you how to overcome the things that are sent your way. You are learning that you have to go with the flow. All right, you have to go with the flow on a lot of shit. All right, we can't control certain things. God only wants us to control the things that we can. All right, and this is what God is showing you. There's some sort of tower moment that is happening that's going to allow you to look forward. That's going to allow you to move forward. All right, you got the King of Swords here. All right, moving on from a broken heart or moving on from a broken situation. Moving on from just heartache and pain. All right, things of the past. High Priestess is here. All right, so you're moving on. The Devil is here. Passionate energy when it comes to you and someone else. All right, the Star. Somebody sees you as a star. Intelligence. All right, somebody sees you as an intelligent person. Something is getting ready to happen for you. Something is getting ready to come in that you don't see. All right, you may feel like something is happening for you. There's some sort of opportunity, a new beginning that is here. All right, Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands. This is a happy home life situation. All right, something is rushing in. Or someone is rushing in. Somebody could be rushing in to tell you something. All right, Six of Wands. Victory is here. Six of Wands. Victory. All right, there's some sort of victory coming in. All right, Page of Pentacles is here. All right, you could have been feeling stuck in a situation. All right, Ace of Swords is here. Ace of Pentacles. All right, let's see here. All right, that's something is on hold. All right, something is on hold, or something that you thought wasn't coming towards you was on hold. All right, something's getting ready to come towards you. All right, so this could have everything with an obstacle being removed. All right, yeah, Ace of Swords. All right, that's the truth, the death. All right, there's some sort of new beginning that's getting ready to happen. It's something that you don't see. All right, but Spirit, it's like Spirit allows something to happen in your life so that you can see something. All right, and it has everything to do with faith. All right, when you least expect it. All right, this is when Spirit brings in that blessing. All right, bringing you from out of the cold. You got some sort of money opportunity coming, sort of chance at finances coming your way. All right, you could be feeling like something is moving forward, something coming in quickly. Something is coming in quickly. Emperor is here. There's an Emperor coming in. All right, what is this Emperor coming in to do? All right, Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Swords. All right, this person could be coming in to help you out some more. All right, this person could be wanting to help you more in a situation. Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry, you know me, I'll be multitasking. Okay, let's see. All right, so something's getting ready to happen again. I don't know. You could feel like something is coming towards you. You could feel like something is coming towards you. All right, the Empress, the World, and Justice is here. All right, so something is definitely coming to a complete end. Something is beginning. You're receiving justice at this time. All right, you're receiving justice. Let's see. All right, everything is fine. All right, everything is fine. All right. Again, something that was stuck and stagnant when it comes to a Ten of Pentacles, when it comes to an Emperor. All right, something is happening when it comes to this Emperor. All right, this person could be coming in. All right, Queen of Wands is here. All right, somebody is definitely coming in. All right, Ace of Wands, Four of Wands is here. Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. All right, so, ooh, shit. It's nothing but great shit coming in. Only thing Spirit is requiring you to have faith. All right, Spirit is requiring you to have faith. All right, Nine of Wands and the Death card is here. So there's definitely something that's starting. There's something that's starting. You're getting ready to be given something. And it has everything to do with finance. So it's like you're getting some sort of boost. Judgment here. It's like something that's going to happen that's going to put you back where you need to be. Justice. Alright, let's see. Yeah, something's definitely coming your way. Page of Pentacles. Alright, so get out your head. Spirit is telling you to get out of your head, alright? Because everything is working out. Everything is working out in your favor. Alright, let's see. You got a masculine energy helping you. Collaboration. Alright, sensitized is here. Something is being made simple. Something is being made plain. The bigger picture is here. The sun is here. Alright, something's changing with your relationship. Alright, look at the bigger picture. Spirit is you to see something when it comes to this person. Alright, the energy is gaining the momentum, meaning things are getting ready to speed up between you and this person. Again, look at the bigger picture. It's a time for healing. Alright, you could be helping this person heal a situation. This person could be helping you heal a situation. It's a time to release the negative energy. Alright, Spirit saying hydrate. Alright, Taurus energy is significant. It's like you're doing, maybe you're doing a routine, but you're doing something different when it comes to this routine. Alright, spending time with friends. You could be spending time with loved ones. Adjustments are required. Alright, something's happening with your home situation. Alright, something's changing. Massage is here. I'm hearing nurturing yourself. Alright, let your fears dissolve. Cancer. Alright, I was just talking about Cancer energy. I think is coming up. Alright, Cancer. So it's something about Cancer energy. Alright, and that's June and July. Alright, yeah, arrival. Something's coming to you. Alright, Spirit is saying don't let your pride get in the way. Luck is on your side. Alright, so something could be happening around June. Alright, there's a change here. Alright, between June and July, Cancer season. Alright, some sort of balance is happening. Some sort of change is happening for you. Alright, let's see. Future is here. Alright, you're making some sort of plan. Alright, shit, this month is almost over. Damn, that shit came and left, to be honest. Alright, shit, to me, the next week is gonna be the damn last week. Alright, the way my time's set up. Alright, so let's see here. a dream journal. Spirit is asking you to create a dream journal. Spirit is asking you to create a dream journal. Message is here. There's some sort of message that's coming towards you. Alright, so Spirit is wanting you to watch your dreams. Alright, something is coming towards you when it comes to your dreams. Alright, Spirit wants you to fix your vision. Mercury is here. Alright, and have faith in your dreams. Something is happening. Alright, nothing is yet set in stone. So, alright, I'm hearing something is not what it seems. Alright, so something is getting ready to drastically change in your life. Something is coming. Alright, something is coming. Let's see. So expect something around Cancer season. Alright, leaving your fears behind. I'm hearing after the 21st of June is significant. Third party situation, leaving something behind. Somebody's leaving something behind when it comes to a third party situation. Alright, Spirit is saying put yourself first always. Alright, know that they are the one. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Alright, pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to red flags. Pay attention to everything. Alright, Spirit is really talking, speaking very, very loud when it comes to you. Alright, reaching your goals. Spirit is getting ready to help you reach whatever goal that you're trying to set. Alright, keep hearing payment pending. Alright, letting go. Alright, so I hear payment pending. Alright, Cancer energy is significant. Riches is here. It's a time for healing. This is your message. Alright, so you're calling in some sort of financial blessing. Law of attraction. Spirit is asking you to take a leap of faith. And that was your read. Have a good one.